So we are now recording. Hi guys, today I have Terri with us. So Terri is a member of ABC Fitness. She's also a member of the EBT membership, meaning that she does all of the boot camps. She gets mentorship from some of our trainers as well when it comes to her fitness, and is pretty much looked after from start to finish whenever she walks through outdoors. You've built some fantastic relationships at ABC, and you've built relationships with our trainers as well. So we thank you for that. First things first, Terri, how are we doing?
It's going okay. I'm not finding it too bad. It's a crap situation out there in the world, but here in my home, it isn't that bad.
Good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Keeping busy and stuff like that.
Fantastic.
I feel safe.
Yeah, cool. So making the most out of a bad situation, which I like to hear.
Yeah.
Now I know that you are a very outdoorsy, but more outgoing and active person,
Crazy.
I think is the word I want.
You can say crazy as well.
Very crazy, yeah. I was going to get to crazy in a bit. Serious music lover here, but we'll be going into that later as well. But you are never ever sitting still. And now, how are you feeling, and how are you coping with the fact that you've been told you have to?
I haven't been sitting still, even though here.
Yeah.
So, been doing your online sessions, various ones, not religiously every single day, but randomly here and there. And because they're all on there, I'll get all the notifications come through. ABC Gym is live. If I'm able to, I will join them then. If not, I will watch them later and do them at a time slot that I'm able to do them.
Awesome.
Having a young kid, sometimes it's not the right time to do it, or I'm already doing something with him because keeping him busy. He's 10, in his 10s. So yes,
for people watching, how many kids have you got?
I have 3. Bradley is 22, Ellis 18, and little Finn Bob is 10.
Cool. So I believe we've met Ellis. She comes down to the gym, and she really puts in a decent shift when she's down there. She does a great job. And I'm not sure. I have met the little man a couple of times. Yeah,
he's popped in with me. Yeah,
he's popped in with you normally when you're bringing down something that you've baked. For the 24-hour spinathon, I'm pretty sure he popped down, didn't he, when you'd made those rocky roads, which
that's right, and with protein bars.
Oh, don't. Oh, they were so good. But I'll tell you what, if I ate them during lockdown, I'll be in trouble when we came out.
We all would.
Terri's very talented in that area, in the cooking of enjoyable treats, I'll say. But yeah,
relatively healthy, but there's so much rubbish put in shop bought products that claim to be healthy. Yeah, so if you can make your own with as minimal ingredients, that's far better for you.
Here. And they taste amazing, so yeah, they're great. There's a talent there. There's something there if you want it. So to go through some of the stuff that you're doing to keep active with whatever kids you're with, I suppose. So whoever's about, what are you doing? What are you getting time to spend with everyone?
More or less. Bradley is generally going to work with Tony. So although Tony's work has kind of stopped for now, not stopped for now in the sense he has still got fitters on jobs on building sites in London. He hasn't gone in. We also own the Sports and Social Club down the road, so he's basically keeping himself busy every day with the tractor, maintaining the football pitches.
Yeah.
And ironically, where we've had so much rain, the pitches have been in a state, but because it's football season, there's no time for the grass to heal. And so they've been seeding it. It's coming up lovely. The nice green patches are coming through, and obviously now the ground is rock hard.
Yeah.
So Bradley's over there with him, although we've already been told that football season's over for the season now, once we're all up and running, they intend, with the kids' football as well, get friendlies going, because you know what men are like with football, same with rugby, they can't not play if it's that season. So
yeah,
there'll be teams keen to even do friendlies, even though it's,
course.
you know, the league's been wiped off. So he's keeping busy with him down there. Ellis is actually been fantastic with Finley. Teenagers do tend to isolate themselves in their rooms, spend a lot of time in their media, but she's constantly interrupted by him. So, hey, Ellis, can we do a puzzle? Ellis, can you come and play basketball with me? And she's actually, from him being the annoying brother a lot of the time, because of this situation, she's like, yeah, okay, because she's got nothing to do. And it's, in some sense, it's good, because they are actually sick of being in their rooms.
Yeah.
And so she's coming up with stuff for them to do.
That's cool. That's great.
So yeah, and she's just learnt to crochet. So she's she's doing a bit of crochet.
That's great. That's great.
Because my mum made me a mask out of crochet.
Ah, look at that. Fit for ski season, that one.
Yeah. So so she's doing a blanket, learning from YouTube, because you can learn absolutely anything on YouTube, can't you?
There you go. How about, so with that being said, are you learning anything at the moment, or are you kind of perfecting the skills you already have?
More learning stuff from books. I'm reading more.
Nice.
I've got more time to read, and then more self-help type books. In like one I'm reading now is The Power of Now.
Nice. And what's the focus on that? What would you say well, pretty clear by the name, but what would you say that the big take home from that so far is?
Just that we as humans, we tend to live off things in the past or fears, and fears really are a mind projection. They're not something that's happened. So we create a fear out of, instead of living right now in so you have a fear of maybe even this coronavirus.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm in my home, I'm healthy, I haven't got symptoms, all this. So that's what I need to focus on, and you can get so caught up in all what's going on with this and be scared to death and petrified. And we're all having that wobble where we're frightened of for loved ones or other people. I'm staying off the social media. And that book is really helping, and it is about living day by day, which I do tend to do anyway. I'm quite a spontaneous person. I do a lot of things off the cuff.
I can tell that by the amount of concerts you go to, yeah.
Yeah, and it's, you know, concert will come up and I think, do I want to see them? Stuff it, go. Because I don't want in 20 years' time to say I wished I had.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's quite my motto through life. I don't want to, sometimes you can be too scared. I go to concerts on my own because not a lot of my friends are into the same sort of music that I am. But it doesn't bother me because you're in the moment enjoying it. You're in a stadium with 20,000 people, so you're not on your own.
Yeah.
And you're there for the music, for the band that you love or whatever. So you don't need those other people as such. You just feel everyone's enjoyment of it, and that to me is living in the now.
I could do that. I can see that. I could do that. I could do that definitely with rugby games. I could go to an England rugby game by myself, and I'll probably end up making friends for life there. So I completely get that.
I've made a load of friends in concert queues.
Yeah.
Outside the venue.
You will, because you're there for the same. You're there for the right reason.
Yeah, absolutely. So that book at the moment is really good. One of the things I circled something today that I read. Your outer journey may contain 1,000,000 steps. Your inner journey only has one, the step you're taking right now.
I love that. I love that.
So
that really does answer so many things going through my head personally right now, where I'm focusing on 3 months, 6 months time. What's it going to be like when I reopen those shutters? Am I going to have anyone still a member? You know, and the truth is, we can only deal with what we've got in front of us. And I think
absolutely, and
interaction is going to help.
Worrying that you know, you can have your goals and things like that to strive for, as long as you don't put all your focus on those goals, because you miss out in the now and the journey to get to that goal.
Yeah.
You're too focused on what's ahead, but that hasn't happened yet. So therefore you lose your now, if you understand what I mean.
100%. 100%. And
Yeah.
I tell you what, my now yesterday was a very different now to today. And I don't know how you are coping day to day, but I'm very up
Yeah.
and down.
I'm having what I had a couple of nightmares last night, and
Yeah.
I actually woke myself up trying to shout. I can't remember the dream, and so I try and go to sleep with meditation, like
Nice.
in the background, because otherwise we overthink everything, and then you can't sleep. And like you've got a business that's potentially in jeopardy because of what's gone on here, and it is your livelihood, it is your life. It isn't just for you. Knowing you as you know that I've known you now, you're not about money. You want to give to people. You want to provide the service to enrich people so that they can feel better about themselves, and you want to carry on doing that. It's not like, oh, I want to be a millionaire and I want to earn all this money and rip people off with that's not you. So your worries are real, because the future at the moment is
uncertain.
Yeah.
For me personally, uncertain. Yeah.
So you have these wobbles of the unknown, because you don't know. You know, you don't know what's going to happen in a month's time. Still, you don't know where everyone's going to be. I think we will return to normal, but I think everyone will have a different mindset when this all returns. They'll appreciate life.
I hope, yeah, exactly. I hope there's a heightened level of appreciation. I hope to God. Like one thing I've done personally, I don't know whether you sound, so you've come off social media anyway, but not fully, but like you're distancing it yourself, which I think is a very wise move at the moment. But one of the things I'm doing at the moment is just any form of negativity. I'm just unfollowing, like snoozing, because I get some people I really like, and I think, oh, you're just having a bad time. I get that, and I always put a little comment if you do want to have a chat, get in touch, and I'll see if I can help. But if it's just persistent, preaching, hate preaching, or just negativity, they're getting snoozed, unfollowed, or even deleted, because where I need to be using social media for stuff like this, and where we can use it for so much good, I can't have that negativity every time I open up my phone.
No,
because
same here.
It doesn't breed positivity. Negativity breeds negativity.
Not at all. It eats away at you, and while you don't watch the news and read all the Sky News and the Google on social media, in your own little home, it is like it isn't actually happening.
No, it's like a little paradise in here.
It is. And one of the things I'm doing as well, I've made a pact that I will phone one friend, every day. To mostly my friends that I don't see on a regular basis, that I'll meet for lunch, and just check in with them, have a chat. I talk to people like Charlotte regularly on Messenger and stuff like that. But I've got friends, and I make it a thing to, right, I'm going to phone Julie today, I'm going to phone Elaine today, I'm going to phone Lee Jane. Every day I'm picking up the phone and just say, how you doing, how you checking in? And obviously the main talk is about what's going on, but they're like, oh, thank you so much for phoning, it's been really lovely. And it's something our busy lives don't allow us to do. And every time you meet up with that friend that you don't see often, you go, well, let's not leave it so long next time, but you do.
Of course, yeah. Life gets in the
Yeah.
way of what do they say. Life gets in the way of plans, right? Life gets in
Yeah.
the way. You make plans, then life gets in the way.
Yeah.
And it's so true. But at the moment now, like, when have we had a chance to do this forever?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's amazing to actually have this time to be able to sit down and talk to people. So
Yeah.
I love that phoning a friend, checking up on people. How about now you've got your 10-year-old?
Yeah.
How is that going when it comes to the school side of things at home? How are you getting on with that?
I'm not religiously every day. His school uploads something every day. By
Yeah,
9 o'clock, it's on there, and it's an English, bit of maths, and a bit of science. First week, it was every day. You know, you need to do this. You need to do this. Second week, I'm like, I'm not putting pressure. He wasn't protesting to a little bit like kids do,
yeah,
but I thought it's at the end of the day, the teachers aren't going to mark. They've all our kids from Great Wakefield were sent home with a exercise book, blank exercise book, to write their answers down from, the tasks they're set.
yeah, yeah. I'm going to give myself a
The
bit of light here
teacher,
quickly.
yeah, the teacher is not going to mark a month's worth of work from Monday to Friday for the next 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whichever.
Yeah,
Um, but it is stuff to keep his brain ticking over, which he had a little bit of a protest today. Why do I have to do this? I said, Finley, you haven't done this for 2 days.
hmm,
So this is just a little bit. And I explained about, if you want to be able to buy nice things when you're older and learn how to manage your money, you need to learn stuff like this. And having had two older ones that have gone through secondary school,
yeah,
I might be wrong here, but in my opinion, there's a lot of stuff on the curriculum that they don't need. There's a lot of wasted learning, and there's a lot of stuff that I would class as essential learning that they don't do. Things
yeah.
like politics, things like finance, managing your money. Um,
Huge.
yeah, and an example, because it's from year 10 when they start their GCSE subjects they've chosen. It's a very, very fast pace because they have to cram so much into those 2 years.
Yeah,
And they changed the system where when I was at school, it was say 60% coursework, 40% final exam. And that's how it's been for quite a while.
I
When
think
Bradley
it's
was
the same
there,
with me. Yeah,
yeah, when Bradley was there, it was that scenario. Ellis's year, they've changed it. It's all final exam.
oh,
So, yeah, and the pressure was immense, and so many of the kids have had mental health struggles with the volume of work, the pace of the work, and the stuff that, even in their eyes, why do I need to learn this? For example, in their English, so they had to learn 15 poems off by heart. But with each individual poem, they had to learn about the poet's style of
yeah,
writing, great in depth about each poem, each poet. The final exam will include two of those poems. They don't know what to. There's no written text in the exam, just questions. So back probably when we was at school, you got a comprehension sheet of an extract from Lord of
yeah,
the
yeah,
Rings or whatever. That was on one sheet. On your next sheet was your questions, and you constantly referred back.
yeah. Back, yeah.
Not anymore. Everything has to be in here.
No, I would have been a dunce. I would have been
Yeah,
mullered. My memory's
absolutely.
terrible, but I can
So
reference well. So
yeah,
that's a
so
shame, isn't it?
in regards to the schooling with Finley, and probably or Madeline more so at primary school, the foundation stage is important, that all that stuff goes in. That's the foundation. If they can grasp that, the rest generally comes, but not all of it is essential.
Yeah,
And, and the pressures on them come secondary school is immense. Their exams all through the year. So every term they have end of term exams, and it just goes on, the revision and homework on top of the revision. And yeah, and I find that this time at home, they're learning so much more everyday stuff that will help them. Like, for example,
Life
Finley,
skills.
we built a BMX bike together. He wanted a bike. It was his birthday Sunday. Wanted a new bike. We ordered it. Obviously, it comes in a box. Tony's in London working. I'm like, great, right, where are the spanners? Where's this? Put it together. He was helping here and there. Bike was built, off he went, and it was like, well, let's build an obstacle course. And like most people's sheds, you go digging around, you can find bits of wood, roof tiles. So he on paper, I got him, I said, right, we'll draw out a course that you want to do. Do you want ramps? Do you want jumps? You want things to scoot around? So on paper, he done that. He kind of designed his course. We went off round the back here and dug out some roof tiles and ramps. And he ended up nailing the ramp himself. So we had blocks underneath and with a hammer and all that. So to me, he's learning skills. So that was a typical day where he didn't do any schoolwork that day because the bike arrived in the morning.
Yeah.
And to me, that was a productive day.
That's a pretty productive day. Yeah, that's a great day. That's a great day.
Yeah, and stuff like that. And where Tony's a manual worker as well, there is a lot of things. Can I help? Can I help, Dad? Can I do this? You know, he loves to sit in the tractor and help Dad with the tractor and the gears. And to me, that's a lot more, not more important than schoolwork, but there's stuff on the curriculum that I feel they're not going to use later in life. They're knowledge things. It's good to be knowledgeable. It's good to, you know, have a good knowledge of every subject that's feasible, you know, in the world. But there's also other skills that they're not going to learn in school.
Exactly.
Like putting an obstacle course together and, you know, different things like that, being outdoors, being, you know, we had a little bit of a history talk the other day about the plague because of the coronavirus. So
yeah, quite fitting, yeah.
Yeah, but
paint an X on the door.
And he started with what's worse, this or the Spanish flu, and so we sort of looked it up, and that to me is schoolwork without it being schoolwork. And he's learnt something.
It's applied, you know. I think there's a massive thing, you know, like the knowledge is power. I've always agreed that is only the case when it's applied knowledge. It's all well and good knowing X amount about a certain subject, but if you're never going to need to call upon that, if it's not going to transfer into a different skill, other than having a fantastic memory, then, you know, what is the point? Yeah,
so I think the pressure some parents may be putting under on their children to do this schoolwork isn't necessary at this time, because there's the added pressure of what's going on outside that is already a stressful situation, and to create that stress within a home by trying to get a kid to do work every day, it's not needed. It's not, you've got kids that thrive on routine and thrive on doing that every day. It's
pressure, yeah.
But if it becomes a stressful situation, then, you know, take it in the moment is what I do. With Finley this morning, he'd had the telly on repeat of Horrid Henry, which is like So I said, right, let's
loves it as well.
Let's print off some work today. Oh, but I done some. I was like, yeah, well, you haven't got to do it all. Let's just do a little bit of your English, a little bit of the maths. He learned what a company means today, because that was one of his things. Look up the dictionary meaning of a company, and not a company limited, accompany you to a board.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and part of his learning objective was to create sentences, but not using the word accompany, but using words that have the same meaning. So join.
Okay. Yeah, so you got to use a thesaurus,
Yeah.
Oh, great. Hey, listen, I mean, one of the big take homes from this conversation I've managed to get is that living more within the moment, which you're not the only person to say this to me lately, which I need to learn how to do. I think that's probably one of the big things that I'm taking
I'll
from
lend
what you're
you the
saying. Yeah, and I'm going to need that. At the moment, I've reverted back to reading Ant Middleton stuff because I need escapism, but I
yeah.
do need some more something to help me free my mind a little bit more.
And that was good. The I've tagged you in the thing. I read the SAS one, which again I found useful in this situation with the panic of everything going on. Although it's all about how to cope in situations, it still teaches you about not panicking, about seeing what's there right now and how to deal with it and how to handle it and slowing the brain down, because we can all go, "Ugh,"
Is that
you
the
know.
fear bubble? Is that the fear
No,
bubble?
that's SAS survival guide.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yes, yeah, you tagged me in that. Yeah, sorry, I think you just
Yeah,
said that.
yeah,
Yeah,
which
I'll give that a read.
gives you all scenarios: how to cope in a fire, how to cope in a terrorist situation, how to cope in a drowning situation. Yeah, all these things you find yourself in, but the basis, and you might never find yourself in any of them throughout your life.
Yeah,
But the core thing on all of them is control of your emotions, your panic, your adrenaline, your everything. And you work on that and get that, these situations aren't as bad. And you look at these situations, I go into London a lot, as you know, like with gigs and things, and
yeah,
there is always that terrorism fear on the tubes, on the packed tubes, in these venues. Now I've read this book, I know that when I get into a venue now, I look at the exits, I look at people differently now, I look at, I would be able to not be able to spot the person, but the person that is inappropriately dressed with big overcoats in a
boiling hot tube station. Yeah,
environment, I would be more alert, but I wouldn't be in that panic that, before reading this book, you oh, I don't know if I should go to London because of that stabbing last week and all that. But now you're armed with the skills to deal with situations, and I feel that has helped with this situation as well, about
yeah.
look at what is actually happening and what is affecting you. Is it affecting you right now? No, it's not. It's affecting the world and what's going on in the world. But personally, I don't need to get in that state of panic over what might happen. It's you can build your fears, and fear isn't a good place to live, because fear is a psychological thing built on what might happen.
Yeah.
It's not what's happening right now in that moment. So you end up creating all this tension and head stuff that you don't need, that doesn't
Brain fog.
serve you
Yeah.
at all. Just does not serve you at all.
I mean, that's great. I mean, to be fair, I think you've hit the nail on the head right there. Is, stay in the moment. Don't focus on what can't be changed. Focus on what you know is true, and keep yourself within your relatively close environment, and stay within the moment, which I love. If
Yeah.
you're going to
And I
give
do,
one, go on.
one of the phrases I always say to a lot of people in any situation, whether they're upset, whether they're in a breakup, whether it won't be like this forever. I'm forever saying that. It won't be like this forever. This isn't forever.
You know what? I was just about to say, if there's one piece of advice you could give anyone, and you were already answering the question I was about to ask, because whenever we close one of these interviews off, I like to finish off with a piece of advice you'd give someone else. And I think,
Yeah.
as a closing sentence, that's probably the best piece of advice that I've heard for a while. It's not going to be like this forever.
No.
And
That's what I keep telling myself as well. I do have to tell myself. I do have the moments of, oh God, but you have to. It's not like this forever. Just keep telling yourself.
Well, Terri, you know what? Thank you so much for this tonight. That is, you know, you are right. It's not like this forever. For all of you that are watching, thank you very much. If you have taken anything from this interview, which there are several things that I've taken from it, I'm also going to put a link to the books that have been mentioned, which we'll just put an Amazon link up, okay? That I'm going to get after I've obviously stolen it from Terri when this is all over as well, because I'm going to want to read a couple of those. And if you do feel like there is something that you want to talk about, if you do want to get in touch with myself, I'd love to have a chat with you as well. Terri, that was fantastic. Thanks so much for that. And I'm just going to, I'm going to press the stop recording button. I'm going to have a chat with you after anyway. So for you guys, this is all over. Much love, and please press that share button. See you later.